لو تطلعين في البرور نشوف الشباب كلهم ما شاء الله الله يبارك يعني يقطعون.
تعرف حتى المواتر اللي يصفون عليهم ملايين يحطون في المواتر بس عشان بس تجي 10 ثواني 20 ثانية خلاص حتى الماكينة تنقع وخلاص يعني مأساة.
وطبعا هي إن نحن اليوم ننافس للمنافسة مش لغرض مادي.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you have to be a little crazy to get up that hill.
Once a year, almost 100,000 people flock to the desert in the UAE near the Saudi border to attend one of the largest off-road races in the world, called the Liwa Sports Festival, a 9-day celebration of racing culture. The race involves the Gulf's best off-road racers power a heavily modified 4-wheel drive up one of the world's largest sand dunes, Tel Mur'ab, the Hill of Horror. Competitors push their cars to the limit up a near vertical sand wall.
There's fog everywhere, winter time in Dubai. We're 3 days removed from the Tel Mur'ab competition. We're on the way to talk to one of the competitors who's gonna be dune bashing with his buggies. I think we're a bit lost. But if you look around, you can see that this is clearly where he practices. You can see tire tracks on the dunes. So hopefully, you know, we'll find him soon or he'll find us.
Nasser, an engineer by profession, has spent a small fortune on his speed racing habits.
هي ريليزر نحن بالنسبة لنا هي متعة
من حياتك العادية.
من الحياة العادية فيها مغامرة فيها تشالنج فيها كرياتيفيتيز فيها الأشياء كلها. لو تطلعين في البرور يشوف الشباب كلهم ما شاء الله الله يبارك يعني يقطعون. فهي مسألة التقطيع في البر والمشي في البر هذا موضوع مفروغ منه.
There are only 100 of these buggies in the UAE, and they're at least $135,000 a pop.
نحن نعرف ان الجائزة او الجوائز حق المسابقات مو كثير مقارنة اللي انت تستثمر فيه. فشو هو المحفز انك تكمل في هالشيء؟
هي هواية. فالهواية اليوم مش نحن ما نطلع مردود مادي فيها. طبعا نحن سيلف فاينانس وطبعا هي ان نحن اليوم ننافس للمنافسة مش لغرض مادي. اكيد يوم من الايام هاي اللعبة بيكون لها شأن اكبر من الشأن اللي هي فيه في الوقت الحالي.
We're about to go into the desert with Nasser and it's going to take us on a little spin to see how much power and how much fun you actually can have in these buggies. Okay. Ready to go.
At first, it feels like a normal car ride. But then...
Oh my God!
What was that? I wasn't expecting that. The power, the violence, the speed, the raw speed, going up on 2 wheels, going down on 2 wheels. Think of the scariest roller coaster you've ever been on. That's nothing close to what we just felt. 1,500 horsepower and we haven't even scratched the surface.
Not in that way, but we still have more to go.
Well, you can go as much as you want. I'm done for the day. Nasser, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My adrenaline levels returned to normal just in time for the big race. With all the trucks and four-wheelers rolling into the Liwa festival, it feels like something out of Mad Max. I meet up with Nasser again.
وين وين راح؟ شباب وين راح؟ لفة؟ وين؟ جينا عندك عشان نصورك. وين صرت؟
بس جربت ان كل شيء اوكي.
كيف؟
وايد اوكي.
اوكي؟
ممتازة.
زين ادخل خلينا نتكلم شوي. We're right now at the VIP camps because that's where Nasser is set up. الحين أنا أشوفك هادي جدا.
المفروض
أوكي.
المفروض تكون هادي. طبعا متحمس لكني متمالك نفسي، يعني انا اقول لك انه من احلى الاجواء بصراحه.
الحين ان هذه ثالث مسابقه، شو اخطر شيء استوالك؟
اخطر شيء ممكن تواجهه في الدراج اذا السياره طلعت سوت اوت اوف بالانس، واذا ما خفيت سرعتك ممكن يستوي عندك فليب اوفر. الهدوء مطلوب، التركيز مطلوب، وان شاء الله يعني توفيق للجميع.
In the run-up to the big race up the Tel Mor Abdoun, there's a buggy drag race tonight in which Nasser will compete. As night falls, more of these desert monsters appear and we follow Nasser and his buggies to the racetrack.
People keep backfiring their car, and it is very loud. It's not fun. It is. I don't have ear protection. It's insane. We're minutes away from the competition. There's nervousness, anxiety, excitement, but most of all, fun in the air. People are ready to get going. Behind me, Nasser is getting the final touches ready on all the dune buggies. There might be problems, there might not be. So we're gonna find out when the race starts.
The sand drag race is a test of who can race the fastest across a distance of 91 meters. Each competitor gets 2 attempts. Nasser's up. He wants to come first, but more importantly, he hopes to break his friend's record of 4.45 seconds from last year.
ناصر تو خلص وحصل 5.1، فبنشوف هذا يكفي عشان يفوز ولا لا. مبروك.
بعدني ما خلص.
بعدك ما خلصت؟
هاي اعطال فيها، هاي المشكله، واجهت عطل فيها، ما فيها تقطيع وايد مسفارق عندي، البروجرامر كله كل شيء طلع غلط، مع انه هذه الامل كانت عليها، لكني بعدني انا الاول.
ما شفناك في البدايه، كان عندك بدايه صعبه،
جبت 5.1 المشكله، وهاي خلاص طلعت من المسابقه، ما رمى اقول شيء، يعني خلاص قدر الله ما شاء.
وانت في المركز الاول،
بس مش الاداء اللي كنت متوقعه من السياره، ولكن ان شاء الله الدعسه الاخيره، وان شاء الله اسوي زمن فيها احسن
ان شاء الله. حبيبي يلا. He's in first place, but he's not happy because to him it isn't about the place. It's about how well he was expected to do, what he expected of himself. It wasn't enough for him.
This is his second attempt and his only shot at breaking his friend's record. And Nasser manages to beat the record on his final lap and takes first place. He's still not satisfied and tells me he has bigger plans for next year. It's day 1 of the infamous race up the Tel Mor Abdoun. The roots of this competition date back to the late 90s, when a dozen cars were informally gathering to get up the dune in the fastest time possible. As dune bashing culture grew and Tel Mor became better known, the festival, supported by the Abu Dhabi government, became an official event in 2002. The race starts at night, but the audience and fans are already dune bashing. To get up the dune is extremely difficult and also dangerous. Before the race, I wanted to meet one of the drivers crazy enough to attempt this, so I visited Saeed, who is fine-tuning the car he hopes will conquer the dune. Saeed is 28 years old and has been racing professionally for the past 16 years.
هنا قاعدين تجهزون حق المسابقة؟
اي نعم.
فشو المعنوية؟
والله مستعدين ان شاء الله. طبعا ماكينة جي تي ار مش ماكينة نيسان، فما عليها خوف في الأحصنة العالية.
شو قوة الحصان؟
والله هذه متوقعين فيها تقريبا شيء قريب من 3000.
أعوذ بالله.
خاف ربك.
ليش تخاف ربك يا اخوي؟ لا
تلف
لازم
تسوي فيهم انت بتطير.
كل ما زاد كل ما توفقت انت.
Saeed demonstrated the engine to give me a sense of its power.
يعني ماكسيمم وماكسد اوت على 1800 1900. كل ما زادت قوة المحرك كل ما زادت نسبة الأعطال اللي فيه، ولكن هذه مجازفة الواحد يعني ياخذها.
To modify a car like this costs a minimum of $100,000.
فانت فزت قبل صح؟ حصلت مرتبات.
اخذت الثاني واخذت الثالث.
هل هذا دوامك الرسمي ام عندك
لا طال عمرك انا اشتغل وادرس في نفس الوقت.
هل انت تقدر تتخيل حياتك بدون هالهوايه؟
لا.
هل تقدر تتخيل نفسك
لا والله.
حسيت ان استوت ادمان في حياتك؟
جاتني فترة حاولت شوي ابتعد عنها ولكن ما قدرت. يعني حاولت قد ما اقدر ولكن هذه هوايتي وشغال انا فيها.
Time has come for Saeed to test his limits up the big dune. Competitors can race up with any four-wheel drive, but most prefer the Nissan Patrol, since it's lighter and easier to drive up the dune. That's probably why the winning prize is a brand new Nissan Patrol. On the sidelines, the crowd cheers these daredevils. It's mostly guys hanging out and partying, complementing the smells of explosive fuel with wood fires, chai, and sweet food. As night falls, Saeed and his team of engineers and mechanics are making final modifications to their cars in the run-up to tonight's race. The race spans 2 nights across 4 different categories depending on the type of car. Saeed is competing in 2, the V6 manual and auto class.
هلا سالم.
انا ايش حالك؟
الله يعافيك كيف الحال؟ طيب.
شو المعنويه؟
جاهزين طال عمرك
شو
جاهزين.
الاعدادات؟
والله الحمد لله.
الحين اخر مره شفناك كنت تجهز حق المسابقه.
صحيح صحيح.
فشو استوى من اخر مره شفناك؟
والله سوينا تست واحد وواجهنا مشكلة في السيارة. ما كان شيء نتمناه يعني، ولكن الحمد لله سيطرنا على المشكلة والسيارة جاهزة الحين. الحمد لله حلينا المشاكل اللي فيها.
انت كان عندك حتى قبل ما وصلت ب 20 دقيقه تعطلت السياره.
صحيح. السيارة اللي جايين فيها تعطلت انا.
فانت مش خايف ان السياره تتعطل وانت طالع؟
لا ان شاء الله ما تتعطل.
ابد؟
لا ان شاء الله.
يعني
ما شاء الله.
تعطلت في الجراج
صحيح.
وتعطلت على الطريق.
صحيح.
بس واثق 100% انه ما بتتعطل وانت
ان
طالع.
شاء الله ان شاء الله ما فيها مشاكل. انت لا
شاء
تيجي
الله.
تقول تتعطل وتسوي لنا مشاكل.
خلاص الله ان شاء الله ان شاء الله. لا
I'm not sure why I kept asking him about the stalling. I feel bad and hope I didn't jinx it. Saeed is about to race his car up the dune along with 55 other competitors. This is his 3rd year in a row competing, and he really wants to win. The driver only gets 1 shot to launch up the 50-degree dune from standstill and must drive 300 meters in the fastest time possible.
Yeah, they seem like he's ready to go. Oh, something happened to the engine. It's just really disappointing, you know? He couldn't even finish the track. He couldn't make it all the way to the end. Something happened to his engine. It looked like his engine just got killed and he stopped dead. سعيد الحمد لله على السلامة. شو استوى؟
والله عطل شوي.
طبعا انت ما توقعت انه بيتعطل ولا السيارة بس توقف في نص الطريق.
لا طبعا.
فشو يعني شو كان احساسك؟
مو بحساب طيب يعني، لكن ان شاء الله الحين.
Saeed still has 1 more shot to master the dune tomorrow. I speak to his tuner Boyan to find out what went wrong.
It's a bit messy. Put it this way, the cars got put together in maybe 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
Right, yeah.
And we were trashing on both cars like crazy hours, and everything was just kind of put together very quickly. So it's not ideal. It's not like motorsport grade like wiring and stuff like that. So, but otherwise we wouldn't have made it here. But this engine is like it's never been ran here. So this is a GTR engine actually.
That's a GTR engine. And you guys put it in a fiberglass shell and tried to take it up a dune.
Fiberglass refrigerator, basically.
Yeah. Now these doors don't have any locks on them. So how easily could Saeed get out, assuming something bad? Oh
Jesus.
my God. The nose of the car literally.
Yeah. When something like that happens, the first thing you got to do is stop the car, right? So, because otherwise you're gonna roll down the hill.
Right.
So you got to worry about like the car
Handbrakes.
stopping and then like getting out of it as well. So it's quite difficult. Yeah, you have to be a little crazy to get up that hill. You can see it. I mean, I wouldn't come down it, let alone get up.
With such high-powered engines and modifications, things can get complicated, with cars occasionally overheating and even bursting into flames.
His engine caught on fire. I mean, these are the dangers we were discussing that perhaps some of the competitors don't want to think about because they're competing, but no one wants to talk about. These are serious. We just had the workers cleaning the area, smoothing it out for the driver, and there's a lot of excitement behind this driver for some reason.
It's the last night of racing. Despite yesterday's misfortune, Saeed still has another chance to compete with the second car. This is Saeed's chance to redeem himself. Everything has built up to this moment. Let's see if, against all odds, he can walk away with a win. He made it up the dune.
We weren't expecting him to even get up halfway because of all the problems he had yesterday. We weren't expecting much, but he made it up.
Saeed didn't win, but came third place. He was disappointed, but assured us he'd be back next year. What I've learned is that off-roading is not just a sport, but a culture, a way of life, and a form of expression that connects people to their desert roots.